So let's start the lesson. You can do it both ways. Ideally, lying down. You can do the lesson in sitting to reclined position. And I know some of you were organizing election party. So you might not be able to lie down on the carpet or on the mat and you are in the group of people. This lesson, especially at the beginning, is very much doable in any position. In sitting, when you're sitting in the waiting room, in the doctor's office, or you're traveling you're commuting to work, or when you can lie down and do the movement. So any position will really do. If you can, please lie on your back. And we pay attention to our breathing, how we are lying and breathing. How quiet is it? Notice as you trained yourself through your hand to close and to open slowly and to focus on it, maybe your mind got also quiet. Less of these jarring thoughts coming back, being like news, quick, abrupt, sudden, breaking news, this, that, alarming, to more of this one quiet, peaceful state where thought can come in, it can stay with us for a moment, and then the thought can leave. And the same thing with the feeling. It can come and it can go. Typically, the scientists show that physiological length of a feeling is about 90 seconds. That's all. Even the most alarming feeling, 90 seconds. It's funny, right? You would ask, like, why I don't feel like that. I don't feel like I get anxious for 90 seconds and then it passes and I'm happy as a clam again. Well, part of it is what's keep on happening in our mind. That initial response, the physical response, the heartbeat, the blood pressure jumping, all these changes, hormonal changes, chemistry in your body, that sudden jolt, 90 seconds. And then a lot depends of what's happening in our mind, how we interpreting, what kind of narration we have, what are we thinking, what we are mulling over. And then it can stay for hours, days, months even. Good. Bend your left knee if you're right-handed. Put your right arm up. Up meaning on the floor, on the carpet, out to the side, whatever is comfortable for you. If above, like diagonally above you is comfortable, put it like that. If not, just out to the side or a little out to the side. And now we'll go back to initiation of rolling to right side lying. Again, I have to stop looking at the lefties. Sorry to lefties that I'm abusing you. So reestablish movement of your dominant hand, right hand, and left foot is pressing, and then you're beginning to roll over. See if what we did by reversing order, by being on our side and starting to come back onto our back, if this help you to begin rolling onto your right side. Now, there is an important element, your left arm. If it hangs too long behind you, it will be an obstacle. So reestablish movement of your dominant hand, quiet breathing, push with your left foot, begin rolling to the right. At some point, your right knee may bend out to the side like a frog. And at some point, it makes sense for your left arm to come across the body in order to roll onto your side. But don't make it into a goal, because all of you can roll onto your side, right? So it's not a big accomplishment. I think everyone here, all the 140 people that are here, are most likely able to roll onto your side. But how you roll onto your side, whether it's with that mastery, with that quality of not straining yourself, not tensing up unnecessary musculature, that's a different story. Many of us need to practice that for a while before we get closer to that ideal, most efficient pattern that I actually never experienced and never seen with anybody, because nobody moves with perfection. Even the top athletes cheat, clench certain things, block movement. So keep starting to roll onto your right side as you continuously moving your right hand. The moment you feel you have a glitch, the moment where you feel like there is something in me that starts to go like that, back off and restart. And abandon goal. Feldenkrais had a brilliant idea how to divorce acting by paying attention to means of action versus goals of action. Goal of action is to roll over onto your right side. Anybody can do it by just trying anything. You try, you sacrifice, you hold your breath, vein pops on your forehead, clench your jaw, tense up, all sorts of tensions, and you will roll over, because then the goal becomes most important. Right now, we're not. We don't care if you roll or if you don't roll, if you go only halfway or quarter of way. Doesn't matter. What matters is, can you maintain this quality of softness, gentleness, closing and opening, closing, opening. Ideally throughout this entire movement, until you lie on your right side. And then to come back, you bring your left shoulder back, your left hip back, your left foot goes back to the floor behind you. Your left knee comes toward the ceiling, and you roll onto your back. Return, the same thing. Can you do it without sudden mobilizations of effort? What you're learning is to weed out all the muscular tensions that are actually, we could call it parasitic. We could call it cross motivation. When you say yes and no at the same time, when you're rolling onto your right side, but something around your left shoulder blade is actually pulling you back to your left. And then you are rolling. Sometimes I joke, I tell people, I'll tell you the most profound thing you ever heard. Are you ready? If you want to roll to the right, stop rolling to the left. But it is true. All these things that you feel, that moment where you feel glitch, where you feel, when you feel, oh, I need to push harder, there is something in your body that is engaged in turning in opposite direction, and you don't know about it. You only feel the outcome: strain, pull, unpleasantness, jerkiness. There is something that is running underneath subconsciously, because you're not doing it consciously. Nobody turns right and to the left at the same time. We don't do that. We do it and we are not aware of it. Or we are aware of it on the very crude way. Something doesn't feel right, but we don't exactly where, what, how. And this is what we do in the Feldenkrais work. We create environment, space for you to experience it, and not cognitively. I'm not interested in you telling me my latissimus dorsi is contracting. Oh, now I know. I'm talking about your experience, your deeper brain, not cognitive, not cortex that could explain, analyze. That's good for Feldenkrais practitioners who can talk to each other about clients, or physical therapists or other specialists who could discuss like what could contradict the movement, what the person is doing habitually, etc. But for the person to learn how to move with mastery, you don't need to know cognitively what's tensing, what you should be doing. Very often people ask me, Marek, what should I be? How should I walk? How should I do X in order to be better? How should I? And actually, there is no answer for that. It's a wrong question, because often is what you should not do. And most importantly, it's not cognitive what you should know. I can tell you, don't tense up your jaw while you're turning. So why do people tense up their jaw? They'll forget it in the 3 seconds or 10 seconds. So slowly, you're rolling back and forth without interrupting your right hand beating. Of course, if you need to rest, you rest. If you need to adjust something, you adjust something. And feel how close can you get to making that roll without abruptness, without unnecessary tensions, as close to ideal as you can make it. And be patient with that. Sometimes it takes more than one session to get there. So you might feel like you keep going and you keep hitting the wall. You keep feeling stuck or something. Back off, do a little bit less. Work what you already have. Work in the area that you already have and make that 1% better, 2% better. Catherine asked, are we looking for glitches in the left side or bell hand or either one? Either one. You look for glitches anywhere. You could be tightening your sphincters, or you may be curling your toes, or you might be pressing your tongue into your roof of the mouth or teeth while you are trying to roll. And this is a glitch. It's not going to help, right? Try, clench your jaw or make a serious face, frown your forehead, and try to make that movement and see, can you feel it? It gets harder. It gets you. It's not a pleasant sensation, right? It's just like with news. You don't get better. You don't feel better when you put your glitches and tense up your belly or clench your jaw. Or we want spaciousness. Good enough. Lie on your back. Full stop, full rest. And sense what this past hour of repeating very simple, benign movement of closing the hand and opening and paying attention to all the things that we were paying attention to, your experience. What's the outcome in your body? What's the outcome in your mind? What's the outcome in the state of being? Your breathing. Think for a moment if you could take that feeling, that improvement, that quietness, that rhythm of your hand into what you will be doing next. After we're done in a few minutes, when you get up, maybe you will go to the kitchen, you will make yourself tea or something, or maybe you will turn on television or computer and you will start to watch. We will all see what happens. See if you could have this ongoing sense of, I could be watching and I could still have this rhythm, that quietness. And do it physically. Sometimes even when I fence, when I get into pinch, when I get it, not with my dominant hand, because my dominant hand is busy holding the foil, the fencing equipment, but with a non-dominant, I'll just go back to what's that state I've experienced in many times. How can I bring that spaciousness? And just like with Sister Cheng Hang, you may not have the results right away. You may feel not like I did 3 times and no, I'm not calmer yet. Okay, the feeling comes, I'm not coming, I'm still scared, I'm still anxious, I'm still whatever. And you go back, hand closing, opening, closing, opening. And then emotion comes, pulls me out, you return. Just like with meditation, you return to your breath. See, can you come up to sitting while doing that hand movement? See, can you come up to sitting without abruptness, without jarring? Again, this is difficult task. This may take another week of practice or month of practice. After you sit for a moment, after you get used to gravity, see if you could stand up without changing your hand, just with the same quality, the same quietness. Can you come to standing? Quietly. What do you notice in standing? What do you feel? Walk around a little. Feel. What's the quality of you touching the floor? Feeling, sensing. Great. Come back to the computer and tell me in your chat before we part, on 0 to 10, where are you now? If 10 was super anxious and 0 was Buddha, did you move a little bit left? Did you move a little bit toward the 4? Sharon said. Beautiful. 2. I went down to 9. Got you. That's an improvement. It's 10%. From 4 to 2. Great. 50%. That's spectacular. 2, 2, 3. About 100%. Wow. Great, Yona. Beautiful. So I wish you all the best. I will leave you. I would like to share something with you. As I said, that I have a hidden agenda to make you super excited about the work. And I would like to share with you, we'll send you an email, so no worries. You don't have to see exactly how to get there. But what I would love to suggest to you, if you found this experience, what we just did, interesting, there are 3 courses that I taught that will be spot on as a continuation of what we did. And I have somewhere, hold on, PowerPoint, I'll show you these 3 courses. Okay, I think that's the slide. Okay, from current slides, these are the techniques, but I wanted to give you a special offer then and suggest these 3 courses. So 3 courses. I would love to give you 50% off. This is it doesn't get better than that. 50% on one of these 3 courses. One was the Boosting Physical and Emotional Resilience course that I taught recently. This is all about resilience, about practices that make you stronger, make you more resilient. Another one is the Art of Breath, breathing techniques, the course on breathing for stress reduction, for tension reduction, to peak performance too. And then how to build healthy habits, because part of it is actually habitual activities. Normally these courses run at these prices, but we'll, for the rest of the day, and we'll send you an email with how to get there. We'll cut them in half. And I would strongly encourage, if you like this, what we did, if you haven't experienced these courses, this would be wonderful. In addition, I'll toss a bonus to you for people who will act in the next hours. I'll invite you to the inner circle for people who are part of our members. I started to teach once a month classes that every class will have a different theme. And this next Monday, I have a question and answer. Ask me anything. Silly questions, welcome. Any question. And we will have a 90-minute session with questions and answers. And plus, of course, it's not going to be only the talk. We will also do an inner circle Feldenkrais lesson and experience. So for those of you who act in the next few hours, after you receive email, we'll tell you what's the deadline. It will be midnight probably of tomorrow. And these courses will be with half price plus the invitation for the inner circle next session. And that's all for me. I wish you all the best. I wish all of us the best, and I hope things will be good for us. And stay strong, stay resilient, keep on practicing, keep practicing these tools, this bringing yourself to the present moment, which is universal to all stress release techniques, bodily experience, whether exercises or gardening or playing golf or breathing, it's all bodily experiences. And of course, another stress techniques use the mindset, reframing. For example, instead of catastrophizing, this is going to be the end of the world, you reframe. We've been through tougher times. We've been there. The universe is not going to end. So these are also empowering tools. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for spending the night with me. It was great privilege, great honor to be with you, and all the best.